So, uh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. Yeah, I made a huge mistake today, and I am in a mild depression. If you guys suffer from depression, seek help. Yeah, it involves Bitcoin and ONDO, and it is. How are you guys doing? Asmay, T-Shroom, how's your day going?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm doing better than I deserve, Tim. I'm
That-
feeling for you here. I feel bad for you, but hey, I'm still doing better than I deserve.
That's it's good to hear. Yeah, we got a show lined up. I don't know if it's good or great or anything, but we got crypto because in Tim's pain, crypto still has to pump and news has to come out, and yeah, so it's gonna be a fun one. If you guys are here, smash the like button and hit subscribe. Anything I'm forgetting, boys, before we do the show?
Just get into the headlines. I think we just gotta.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and
on.
read that? What headlines are we doing today, T-Shroom?
Well, MicroStrategy has acquired 11,000 Bitcoin for just over $1 billion, which now brings the total hodl to 461,000 Bitcoin, acquired for 29.3 billion at an average price of 63,610. Bank of America CEO says financial industry is ready to adopt crypto payments if regulators give the green light. Hester Pierce, SEC, is in the headlines. SEC announces new crypto task force led by Commissioner Hester Pierce. There she is, endearingly referred to as the mother of crypto. We've got the FOMC meeting Wednesday of next week. That's going to be very important. The decision will be published. Markets will be volatile. Markets are still pricing in a pause in January. No more cuts. We'll see. Rex Foundation has filed for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Trump, Bonk, and Doge ETFs. The ETFs are flooding in, but it's not just all happening in America. Virtuon makes history with the first crypto ETPs on the Nasdaq Helsinki in Finland. So the Nordic countries are also getting a slurry of crypto ETFs. Those are going to be your crypto headlines. Those are the headlines that are moving the market today in crypto. Wish we could say that it was all good news, but unfortunately, Tim, he's just got too much going on. He's got too much on his plate, and he dropped the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Good news stories. Let's do crypto bubbles. It's a lot of green on here today. A whole lot of green. AI 16Z, 32%. Hype, 15%. Bonk, up pretty big. Yeah, a lot of green. A lot of green on here. Again, it's a good day in the markets. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin here. The show must go on. Notice here over on Bitcoin, we pulled back down to this level and support level almost perfectly as we called it here on the show over the last couple of days. Bitcoin, as we are talking right now, is back up above 106,000, flirting with 107, and we got some nice volume coming in, confirming today's bullish push, which is all a bunch of great stuff. Bitcoin doing very, very well here today. And honestly, if you start to take a look at some different signs on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, we take a look at oscillators, not even close to being done here. We got a green flash this morning on the Lux Algo oscillator. The money flow looks like it's curving, wants to head to the upside. And even though we got this red dot coming in here, a lot of room to the upside before we are going to be talking about being overextended. Speaking of oscillators, though, staying on it, about to get a bullish cross here on the MACD. The RSI has a very long way to go as well. So you guys know I love the oscillators for knowing when to buy, when to sell. And right now they are saying we had a great buy signal this morning, and we are not close to a sell signal here whatsoever. Coming up here, we bounce perfectly on this 4-hour smart trail. We have take profit levels after these buy signals have come in, telling us brand new all-time highs are around the corner. 110,000 to 115 roughly is going to be a target you're looking at here on your Bitcoin technicals. Doing even better with this news, Dixie. If you go take a look at the Dixie for the first time in a while actually sustaining. Let's go back to the daily chart here. Sustained days of downward pressure. It's been a minute since we've had that. Can't guarantee the top on Dixie is in, but it does look like the Dixie is dropping, which historically is actually a very good sign for Bitcoin, a good sign for crypto. So you gotta love it. You gotta love these charts. Okay, let's get into the story here. What mistake did Tim make? So we have a business here that we create crypto content to help you guys make a lot of money. But along the way, I like to make money myself. So this morning I woke up and I decided, we'd already decided this. I didn't decide this morning, but it was time to shoot the ONDO price prediction video, the updated ONDO price prediction video. Crux made a beautiful video last week out on Alpha Bros. If you haven't seen it, you got to go watch it, where he breaks down the fundamentals of ONDO. Okay. There were some things we got wrong a couple of months ago about how the tokenomics really worked with ONDO, yada, yada. We've talked about that over the last couple of weeks. We were expecting a massive rally in ONDO. We said, hey, heck, let's get this ONDO video put out on Alpha Bros. Then following it, we'll put out an updated ONDO price prediction. That video is going to be coming out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Look forward to it. About 2 minutes before I decide to start shooting this ONDO video, all right, I'm trading with our VIP trading group. We've been on a streak, a lot of great days of trading here recently. People are killing it in there. I'm taking a look at the charts, and you can share my screen here. I was looking at the charts this morning. We're back on the Bitcoin chart. And, I always like to just kind of explore what's happening on lower time frames. And I made my way down here to the 1 minute chart, right? We're working on some scalping. We had some great success over the last couple of days here. And I'm looking at the chart here on the 1 minute chart. This is about 10 a.m. roughly this morning. And I'm looking at this Luxago oscillator. And I'm looking at this, right? So at the time, just so you know what this looked like this morning, I was pretty much looking at this. If I can scoot, I was looking at this. Green reversals, bullish momentums, massive downward money flow that had started to turn to the upside. The excessive sellers in the space were leaving very fast, right? We haven't on the 1 minute chart seen this level of downward facing volume since back here on the 20th. And if you go look at that time period, was a great sign of a massive upswing in Bitcoin's price, right? Easy scalp position, right? So I don't like entering scalps and then taking my eyes off the screen to go do something else. I knew the ONDO video was going to take me 20 minutes or so to get my notes ready and then shoot it. So I post in our VIP trading group. I said, hey guys, 1 minute chart looks great. Looks like we make a run up. If you want to enter the long, go ahead and enter the long. I didn't enter the long. 20 minutes later, I come back and I just watch as this price just went berserk to the upside, right? By the time I was ready to get back in, 20 minutes or so later, we're much higher. Let's get rid of this. Let's go higher. Of course, this was the perfect bottom of the day. This was the perfect bottom of the day that we found here on the Luxago indicators. We had a major buy signal flashing, and I didn't enter it because I freaking decided to shoot an ONDO price prediction video. So this might be my last ONDO price prediction video I ever shoot. It might also be the last time I shoot in the mornings while the markets are open. Hopefully other people in our VIP trading group benefited from this information. They made a great trade. They made some money. I think Silent, you guys see him in chat, I think he took this trade and made like an 800% return on his investment. So the moral of the story is don't make ONDO price prediction videos, if we're being honest here. Never again. Never again.
Yeah. Wow. I really feel for you, Tim. You're so strong. I don't know how you are able to pull through in these
Yeah.
types of moments. But
Yeah.
it's really nice to know that you are able. There will be a brighter tomorrow. The sun will come out, and you'll get them back. You just hang in there.
Yeah. And I just
So.
know that the VIP trading group, they already know. Like, they already know about the price prediction. The rest of you guys can go watch it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Yeah, if you want to. You don't have to. You don't have to go over there and smash the like and watch the video and tell me what other videos you want to see me make content on. But I'll tell you this: no more Ondo. Like, I'm done. I'm done with Ondo videos at this point, at least for the next week. So that is that. Let's let T-shirt. I know we got a lot today. We didn't do SUI and Solana TA yesterday. We're gonna save it. I know we got some stories on there. We're going to have probably a longer show today. Got a lot of news. A lot of coins are taking off. The Bitcoin bull market is here. The altcoin bull market is here. People are going to make a lot of money if you strap in and if you actually enter trades when you see buy signals and not just post them in Discord groups and then walk away. That's the winning strategy, honestly. So let's get into the news. Let's get into the details. Let's talk about how people can make money today, T-Shroom. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. So the big one right here is everybody's wondering, when is the Bitcoin reserve going to happen? Well, the answer is we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be done by executive order or if it's going to be done by an act of Congress. Cynthia, just a few minutes ago, Senator Cynthia Lummis said the future of Bitcoin and digital assets in America has never been brighter. Cynthia Lummis, of course, the senator, is known for being, one of the main champions in Washington for crypto, positive crypto legislation. So, she's kind of coming out front and saying, "Hey, look, we understand that there's some there's some clouds kind of hanging over into the industry right now, even though prices are up and to the right." And she's just kind of coming out and saying, "Hey, look, everything's going to be okay." It's kind of a message that Tim needs to hear today as well. So, Tim, how are these words from Cynthia falling on your ears?
I mean, this is good stuff. I think that this is going to get over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, kind of mundane, just how much bullish news we're going to get. If you've been riding, we're not in a bear market. We haven't been in a bear market for a long time. But if you've been riding with the bros over the last 2 years and some change, it's actually kind of funny how close the launching of this channel was to the bear market bottom. But if you've been with us this whole time, you've been tracking, you always have those great days where some sort of really bullish headline pops up. And that was like the best story you saw that week or maybe even that month. We're going to see more bullish headlines and bullish news in the next month than we've seen the entire bear market combined, in my personal opinion. I think there's just one more to kind of add to it. It's actually kind of crazy. In the light of other things that are going to happen, this might actually be considered not that big of a deal. And yet it is a big deal. So that's kind of my take on it. Be prepared, strap in, because you're going to get a lot more news just like it.
Yeah. And of course, the main headline of the day for Bitcoin, and part of the reason why we're seeing it move up to the right, is because MicroStrategy has acquired 11,000 Bitcoin for just over 1 billion, 1.1 billion, with an average entry of 101,191 per coin. So that brings their average entry to 63,610, which is not bad. Given they're one of the largest holders of Bitcoin. That's a pretty good entry. Buying up at 101, buying $1 billion worth, that's definitely not on my bingo card. I don't know. It's pretty crazy to buy that much so high. But I guess, if MicroStrategy is buying, that means that they think it's going to go higher. You buy high to sell higher. Not that MicroStrategy is going to sell, but their whole plan is to not sell Bitcoin for profit, but to loan it out. So, this shouldn't surprise you. They have a very lofty goal to buy billions more in Bitcoin by the end of 2025, and it's only getting started. But this one's pretty interesting here, Tim. And these are the kinds of headlines that I think you're talking about. Bank of America CEO says the financial industry is ready to adopt crypto payments if regulators give the green light. And considering we got notification today that Cynthia Lummis, that Hester Pierce will be leading a crypto-specific task force within the SEC, within the Securities and Exchange Commission. There she is, Hester Pierce. This is the winning combination. right? Bank of America, one of the largest investment banks in the world, I think it's one of the big four. Uh, it is coming out and saying, "Hey, look, we're ready to play ball. We do though need that regulatory clarity. It's nice to get Gary Gensler out. It's nice to get the guys that are anti crypto out, but we do actually need the guidelines still, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not going to happen overnight, right? And but that should excite you because if prices skyrocketed yesterday, you would be having to buy Solana at 500. You'd be having to buy Bitcoin at 200K, right? Is that what you want? No, that's not what you want. You want to buy assets that you believe in that will be higher by the end of the year at the lowest price you can possibly get. You know that because you're smart. Donald Trump also knows that. And Donald Trump's friends, right? They know that and they want to make sure that they're going to be able to get in an entry in crypto
Mm-hmm.
that suits them. So, Tim, all of this kind of culminates into exactly what you were saying. 2025 is very, very bullish. You cannot be bullish enough right now. And it's for all of these reasons that are stated, but mostly it's because
Yeah.
this is really the year that the industry of crypto is going to be able to be integrated into the largest financial market in the world, in America, and really explore the vision of a chain of a blockchain like VeChain, right? That sought out originally to integrate into the supply chain industry and transportation industry. I think we're going to see crypto really explore hard hitting use cases that are undeniable and that get Bank of America type institutions really excited to allocate into crypto specifically, not just Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, this is something we've said on the show a lot. 2021, anyone who was here, maybe you came in 2021, maybe you came in early 2022, and you have a bad taste in your mouth about how crypto bull markets work. The 2021 bull market was a bull market despite the fact that it faced institutional manipulation and attacking. Like the institutions just went after crypto. They wanted every excuse in the world to FUD it, to drive price down. The 2024, 2025 bull market is going to be the institutional bull market. It's going to be where institutions come in. But this story, the reason it's so significant, this Bank of America news, is because, yeah, there's some retail investors out there that don't want to touch crypto until they're sure that it's not a big deal. But the people that don't invest heavily are majorly institutions. Once they know the rules, the guidelines, they don't want to find themselves in a lawsuit. They don't want to find themselves in an over risky situation. And they have these bylaws that say you have to have things put in place to protect your investments. If you're asking the question right now, who's going to buy Bitcoin north of $120,000? I see that all over the internet from retail investors who are kind of still in that draw what am I looking for? The trauma of 2021, who just they just cannot perceive high prices on Bitcoin. If you're asking who's going to buy up there, institutions who are waiting for regulatory clarity will buy up there. They're going to buy north of 200,000 this bull market as well, I do believe. This is why you guys need to be so bullish. This is what Bank of America is talking about here, is the amount of money. I think it says people, but I think the bigger one is institutions who are sitting on the sidelines, chomping at the bit, who want exposure to Bitcoin. They're watching Tesla do well because of their Bitcoin holdings. They're watching MicroStrategy do well because of their Bitcoin holdings. They're watching several entities who have taken that risky step of buying Bitcoin do well. They want to buy in, but their bylaws say they have to see regulation be approved first. That is going to be a massive buy signal come the results of it. It's going to be in Bitcoin first. I anticipate a massive Bitcoin buying when that happens. That will trickle into altcoins slowly after. But don't overlook or discredit or overthink this detail. We have not received regulatory clarity, and that is going to be a major buy signal for the crypto markets.
Yep, absolutely. And Tim, we got to talk about this ETF avalanche. That's an absolute rampage. Ironically enough, Avalanche actually not one of the ones listed here, but Rex Foundation has filed for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and now everybody's new favorite coin, Trump coin, as well as Bonk and Doge, some other favorite ETFs. Doge is one that I'm pretty excited about. But this is getting a little bit crazy. It's getting a little bit into Clown Town. Is that the case? Are we seeing Wall Street kind of lose their mind? or is it perhaps the memes that Wall Street thinks that they can actually sell to institutions? What's going on here with these meme coin ETFs? It's getting a little crazy, Tim.
Yeah, and this is actually very interesting. Obviously, the most interesting one, Trump, not even a week old, is already getting filings for ETFs. It's absolutely crazy. We kind of had this discussion in our planning meeting. How often does an ETF get approved and then the price just plummets and never recovers? And we kind of said it doesn't really happen. Pretty much every ETF, once it gets filed and you get that new exposure to it, it goes to the upside. So it hasn't been approved yet. I mean, let's not go start buying Trump coin in bulk. I mean, if you watch yesterday's episode, despite all of the fire alarms, we had talked about it a lot over there. But this would be a major move for Trump coin, and it would put it on that higher end of what we talked about with the higher potential. This could be a very good investment, long term. It's got a lot of still has to do between now and then. So again, do not go invest, take a mortgage on your house, go buy Trump coin because of this news. But it is positive news. It is stuff in the right direction. Meme coins as a whole. What were the other ones? Read that list again. What were the other coins that are being listed here on these ETFs?
Yeah. Let me see. Pull it up here. It was I think I closed the tab, but it was Bonk, Dogecoin, Trump Coin, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and
Yeah.
Bitcoin. And
Well,
if you go to my screen here, you can see there's a much longer. This is the full list. This is a
yeah.
Bloomberg screenshot of Bloomberg that's going around. There's like north of 30 ETFs here, and some of them are baskets. Some of them are like the Grayscale and Bitwise. These have more than two different cryptos that will be within the basket. But I see
Yeah.
Solana, XRP, Trump Coin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Doge, Solana futures, because there's going to be inverse ETFs as well. HBAR, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. So Bitcoin plus Ethereum in one ETF.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Mm-hmm.
an ETF bonanza, Tim, and it's getting a little crazy. But this is all going to open up a whole new bucket of liquidity
Yeah.
on the other side of their assumed approvals by the new SEC.
Well, and ultimately, we'll kind of wrap this section up with a pretty bow, move on. We got more stories, we got more charts we got to talk about today. But this isn't a lock that any coin that gets an ETF is going to 20x. Like, that's not a guarantee. But what it is a guarantee of is that these companies, they're not wasting their time and wasting their energy. If they're filing for ETFs and going through a very grueling and legal process to get approval, it's because they believe there's demand out there. And if there's demand out there and they offer them, anytime someone buys one of these ETFs, they are forced, if it's a spot ETF, to go out and purchase the asset, which is obviously very good for whatever asset is being listed into the ETF. So again, does this mean Trump to $1,000 by the end of 2025? No, it just means we're getting an extra layer. Anyone who has invested or is going to invest in Trump, if this gets approved, it's an extra layer of reliability and safety net for your investment, because these larger companies that are filing for these ETFs are not going to get into bed with a project that they're afraid they could lose all of their wealth in. ETFs are long-term legitimate things. So this is an institutional bull market, ladies and gentlemen. We still are operating with this 4-year cycle mentality. I've told you guys, I believe there's an outside chance, or a good chance really, that we extend past 2025. When we get this regulatory clarity, start throwing the historical guidelines of timeline in crypto out the window. We're going to be starting a brand new ball game that has different rules that we will have to learn those rules. Of course, if you understand how to do technical analysis, that's always helpful to read market sentiment and how traders and investors are operating in it. But I really believe, I already believe the 4-year cycle is on its way out. I do believe this will be the last one, and I don't even know if we end the right way. But especially as we start to see clarity as far as regulation when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to altcoins, when it comes to how you do them, that is going to change the game of crypto investing in a fantastic way. It's going to extend bull markets, make prices go higher, but it will change some details that people have kind of gotten comfortable reading the markets with.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Smitty, if you go to my screen, we'll get into our next story here. And this man right here, I do not envy him. His job has just got a whole lot more complicated now that Trump has the reins of the White House. And it's because there is now a 98% chance of no change, meaning the Fed is going to pause after 3 consecutive cuts. starting in September of 2024 with that jumbo 50 basis point cut, followed by 2 subsequent 25 basis point cuts. Now in January, Polymarket is predicting again with almost within 2 degrees of certainty that it absolutely will happen, that there will be a pause in January. And we find this out next Wednesday. So the meeting is held from the 20th to the 29th. Press conference and decision is published to the market, to you and I, on the 29th. That's when this man will take stage and do what he does best. But the question then becomes, is this pause priced in? Is the market going to sell off because the Fed is not going to stimulate anymore? Their QE, their quantitative easing cycle was short-lived, only 3 months of cuts after all. Tim, what are your thoughts here? Does the market sell off on this news, or is it starting to kind of get an idea that it's baked in?
Well, no, I think it's understood, and it's been understood that we're going to get a pause here. And again, I think even more recent sentiment has said we might get 3 cuts by the time it's all said and done by the end of the year. How many meetings are there left? Let me check that real quickly because I don't want to just say that information and be wrong about that. But let me look at how many you have it right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
8. So they don't do one every month. Yeah. So
right.
it'll be 8 in 2025.
Aggressive estimates. This will be number 1. So we'll have 7 after this. Aggressive estimates are saying 3. Conservative ones are saying only 1. And then it's the more bearish ones, the hawkish ones, the ones who think that the economy is about to plummet. They're saying 0, or maybe we even raise by 1, right? It's not the end of the world for the first meeting of 8 to go ahead and pause and kind of just see what's going on, right? We have seen inflation numbers slightly tick back up for the first time in a couple of years. We have seen, even though unemployment numbers recently have dropped, we have had some numbers with unemployment that we're not really 100% certain how that's going. I think it's completely warranted and realistic to say, you know what? We've been cutting. Let's pause for a second. Let's reflect on where we've been. Let's reflect on where we're going and how this is going. And then we can always pick up with another cut in March or May and still be right on schedule for 3 cuts and a bullish year for the rest of 2025. So anyone who's sitting here saying if they pause rates, that's bearish and we need to freak out and the bull market's over, that's just not really thinking very critically and breaking down what's actually ahead of us. A pause does not scare me one bit. I think it's baked into how price is moving. It's not a big deal whatsoever.
Yeah, I tend to feel the same way. We'll definitely have Caleb Franzen on probably a little before or after that FOMC event to kind of get his download. But overall, the betting markets, the CME futures tool is pretty clearly pricing in a pause. So it's going to be hard to make the argument that the market doesn't know that and isn't pricing in Apple, Tesla, Bitcoin, Ethereum accordingly. So that's kind of the way that I'm looking at it. 2025 just isn't the year of the cut, right? Like 2024 was. There's a big anticipation all year. The Fed ended up delivering with some pretty significant cuts at the end of the year. But 2025 is just kind of a wait and see. Of course, they're going to say they need to follow the data. That'll be what we do too. That's why it's important to follow the CPI, the PPI, and the PCE numbers, because that's what the Fed looks at. And if you don't know how to find that information, you don't know what that even is, make sure you're tuning in to the Investing Bros, especially when those data prints, because that is going to be market moving. It guides the mind and the risk calculation of the FOMC board members, Jerome Powell included, to say, which way are we going to steer the economy? Are we going to open up the free money valve, or are we going to close the free money valve? That's huge for risk markets.
There we go. I think we have a couple more stories here to go over, T-shirt. Let's take a quick break as we are approaching 3:30 here. We got a super chat earlier from Drew P., member for 13 months now in the Bros community. Oh, my gosh. We just wanted the intro there. All right, here we go. Super chat here from Drew P. It's okay, Tim. I still love you. Signed your favorite bro in the chat, Drew P. Drew P, thank you. I love you too. Yeah. If you guys did not see my big mistake, go back. I think we talked about it somewhere close to minute 10 in the show, or if you want to go back later and watch it. I made a huge mistake with Bitcoin and ONDO. You can check that out. I saw Eric Wallen, one of our favorite mods / trolls in chat, saying Chainlink won't 5X. And you know what? I agree with him. It won't 5X because it will more than that, Eric. But love your take there. Anything in chat real quickly that you or Smay, do you see anything in chat we should address before we continue on with the show? We got a lot of TA still to do. SUI TA, we're going to do it. Solana TA, we're going to do it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other coins you guys want to see because coins have been moving quite well today. Do you guys see anything in chat you want to address before we move on?
Let's see. A lot of calls for SUI TA I've been seeing. Yeah, lots of excitement. Folks are starting to feel what you're feeling when it comes to ONDO as well. They're sympathizing with you, Tim. But outside of some things happening, some rumblings over with Dogecoin, there's not much left to cover in the news. The U.S. government officially launched the Department of Government Efficiency. That kind of got swept under the rug yesterday with all of the fanfare around the inauguration of the 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump. But it was that was one of the executive actions, was that the government, the newest department of the U.S. government was enacted, that Department of Government Efficiency. So that's big for Doge, and one small step for Doge, one giant leap for government efficiency. So
I'll tell you this, though. It's going to be an interesting 2025 as we watch Dogecoin and Trump coin. I really do see a similarity that there could be a real battle between those two for attention in the meme coin space. I see a chat here. I think it's a good transition into some altcoin technical analysis. Somebody said you should probably do ONDO TA. I want to be clear here, right? I have nothing against ONDO. Anyone who watched this video and thinks that Tim doesn't like ONDO, my portfolio would say otherwise. I got ONDO. I'm ready to go with ONDO. My problem is now with ONDO price prediction videos. That's my real grief with ONDO. And there will be a price prediction video coming out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. If you guys want to see that, to make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're smashing likes. Make sure you check it out at 9 a.m. If YouTube doesn't recommend it to you, just know I'm telling you right now, an ONDO price prediction video is coming out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to want to see it. I'll say this because I talk in the video about how many X's you can invest, but I'm very clear. I was like, hey, at the time of making this video, go to my screen here, Smay. At the time of making the video, ONDO was down at $1.30, right? So I literally was shooting the video with price action going right in here. Remember, I told you the whole thing about Bitcoin is I called the Bitcoin pump, but didn't invest in it. And as soon as I start shooting, everything starts skyrocketing. ONDO, maybe I wouldn't call skyrocketing, but it's up. It made it above 140 already today. It's come back down around 137. Just know whenever you hear the X's I talk about, I'm talking about if you had invested at $1.30 for ONDO. But what I see on the ONDO chart, if anyone wants to see hear the ONDO TA, we talked about this I think yesterday, right? There's a little bit of a repeat technical analysis here. Falling channel in place, right? This red line is lower levels of resistance, lower levels of support on the green line. This is a bullish channel that would give us a price prediction breakout. Let's do a quick analysis here of this. This would say eventually we could see the price of ONDO, and I say eventually, I mean off the 1 hour chart, in the next day or two, honestly. We could see a push back towards $2, around $1.91 here for ONDO. That's the formation technical analysis. As far as the rest of it goes, we got a buy signal this morning in here on the 1 hour chart, which is a major time frame with the bullish reversals, bullish momentum, positive money flow. That in and of itself would say that we really should see ONDO coming back up towards this smart trail, towards this take profit levels. Let's zoom in so you guys can see that more clearly. Again, this trading strategy from Lux Algo that works almost 90% of the time. I think I'm going to call it 85% to be safe, but that's a freaking great trajectory for a trade signal. 85-90% of the time, this buy signal would suggest that we should at least come touch the smart trail, the red smart trail from Lux Algo. That's coming in right now around $1.53. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. But speaking of, I want to make sure we haven't promoted this much recently. Shout out to Lux Algo. Today's episode is brought to you guys by Lux Algo, the number one trading tool in the world, right? You want to know why I made such a mistake this morning, but I called the bottom perfectly and I didn't get in? It's because Lux Algo printed a buy signal and this amazing indicator right here, this Lux Algo oscillator that includes not only the momentum of the movement, reversal dots, but probably the most powerful indicator you can use when deciding when to buy and when to sell, the money flow. This is an absolute killer tool that will take your trading to the next level. The really cool thing is when you sign up with our link, right? So these are the current prices right here. When you sign up with our link, you get an additional 20% off these prices. I highly recommend going with the ultimate package and getting the AI backtesting system. You're not going to find this anywhere else. You pretty much can type and create your trading strategies, and it will backtest it for you, telling you, is that a good strategy? Is that a bad strategy? You get 20% off with our link. But oh, guess what? This also gets you free access to that VIP trading group where I think I made a lot of people money this morning when I called that bottom for Bitcoin using Luxalgo. You would have gotten that signal for free just because you have the Luxalgo indicator. Go sign up with the link down below today. ONDO, really good spot. I like what I'm seeing here on the charts. By the way, the price prediction video I kind of addressed. I want to maybe get an elephant out of the room here. Oh, look at that. I didn't know we had a lower third for Luxalgo.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Good.
Man, Smay's been busy.
Yeah.
Smay, you might really get Smay might get a paycheck here soon.
Yeah.
This is that's okay.
We'll be able to pay that light bill.
Elephant in the room with ONDO. Some people might be mad at me about ONDO. So now, obviously the beginning of the show was a joke. It's a tragedy. I am mildly depressed. I hate when I miss out on
what?
Like that. Yeah. Acting. No. There are some people who might be upset with my ONDO call because I'm going to be completely transparent and honest with you guys. A couple of months ago, we made a video about ONDO. We made a price prediction video. We talked about the unlock that happened on the 18th and how it would more than double. Let's go look at CoinMarketCap real quickly. Go to my screen here. We talked about this unlock that happened. Where is ONDO right now? Has it gotten even higher? No, there it is, 33. Okay, so number 33. It was black, so it blended in there. The supply 1 week ago was like 1.6 billion tokens. We told you the unlock would more than double the supply. We were right about that. What I was wrong about a couple of months ago was based on how the vesting schedule works and the way the market cap would respond. Because this market cap, if you went back a week ago, and in fact, I can show you what that looks like. Go to, if you guys are in CoinMarketCap, cool thing, maybe you haven't seen it before, go to cryptocurrencies, go to historical snapshots, and you can check out what CoinMarketCap looked like on not any day, but every week on any month going all the way back to 2013. I want to go back and show you what it looked like January 12th. Okay, January 12th, 2025. Come down here. Look, we had ONDO coming in ranked number 63 right here, right? Oh, it doesn't do that. Go back. Is it going to give me? Okay, read with me here. ONDO sitting here at number 63 on CoinMarketCap. It has a market cap of $1.6 billion. It had a token supply. Oh, I was wrong. 1.6 billion, excuse me. 1.3 billion tokens. I was wrong. Price of $1.20, right? If the market cap doesn't jump up, but I showed you we're now sitting at 3.15 tokens in ONDO, then that would deplete this price terribly. I mean, immediately it drops below 60 cents. We talked about that a couple months ago. This is a misunderstanding on my end. We've since educated ourselves. Now, we have told you in the last month or two, hey, ONDO's going to pop off. Like, it's going to rally on the 18th when the unlock happens. Crux made a whole video last week on Alpha Bros explaining the fundamentals of what would happen. Ultimately, what happens here is that ONDO, when they unlock those tokens, the ONDO team had already prepared the market cap. So the minute, go back to the screen here, Smay, the minute that the unlock happened, the market cap jumped as well. Up over $3 billion. It wasn't quite to $4 billion when it happened, but almost $3 billion. And now the market cap sitting above $4.3 billion. So there was some misinformation we gave a couple of months ago in our last ONDO price prediction. And if you're the type of person who watches one of our videos and then leaves and doesn't watch all the time, listen, we're not perfect. We make mistakes in our analysis. We have to update them when we get new information. And we've done that over the last month and some change. But I do apologize to people who maybe watched the ONDO price prediction from, I think, October or November, and they haven't watched us update any of our details. Yeah, some of those people might have sold all their ONDO and they missed out on this rally. And I apologize. I do apologize. And it does hurt me that anyone would have been hurt by that analysis, which is why I pride myself so heavily on trying to be as honest and open as possible. And when I make mistakes, I don't hide behind my mistakes. I don't pretend I never made them. I tell you guys, if you watch the show every single day, if you stay in our community, I tell you guys, hey, remember when I said X? Oh, that was wrong. New information has come out. I've learned more about this thing. It turns out this is actually how it works. So hopefully this is your lesson. Guys, don't watch one of my videos and then decide, well, that was the final thing. Stay up to date. Watch content over and over again. Do your own research. Fact check me. When I get something wrong, tell me that I'm wrong. Because you know what? I think a lot of you guys learn from me, learn from T-Shroom, learn from Crux. We learn from you guys as well. There's details about the markets that you guys might actually know. Some of you might know better than us. And by you guys commenting and being in our community, you update that information, you update our understanding, and then we can update the populace on what the crypto space actually looks like. So I did want to let you guys know, I'm not telling you the price predictions today because I'm going to let you wait for tomorrow's morning video to watch my price predictions. But this unlock was majorly bullish for ONDO, and there was misinformation about how it would affect the price. We'll end ONDO right now. We'll take a step off ONDO. Let's go to the coins we promised yesterday and we couldn't get to because of the chaos of yesterday's show. Let's talk a little SUI here. SUI bouncing. I don't really need to go to the daily chart right now. Let's just take a look what's happening in the daily chart. No buy signal on the daily chart just yet. We're still waiting for that move. We have pulled back here more recently into the smart trail, but I think things get more interesting as we go to these lower time frames, like the 4 hour and the 1 hour here for SUI. SUI, of course, some big news for them. They obviously sponsored the inauguration. If you think that Trump has given up on crypto, you're just a silly goose. He hasn't given up. Just because it's day 2 and he hasn't signed an executive order just yet does not mean he's given up on cryptocurrency. SUI is one of the coins that I do believe is going to benefit from Trump's presidency. We did get a buy signal here. Was this morning, I think? No, late last night. Late last night on the 4 hour chart, you do see the green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow. I will say we are running into the resistance, the guarantee at that level. So you could have traded this way back here if you'd seen this signal on Luxargo. You could have at least traded up here into the 470 range. If we can keep breaking, though, if we can keep going bullishly, right? Let's see if the 6 hour had a buy signal here as well. Load for me. There we go. The MACDs are crossing bullish. There was not an official buy signal because we never got a green reversal, but the bullish momentum and the positive money flow, that's major. That would suggest a move over $5 is in store here for SUI over the next little bit. 8 hour, again, we're starting to creep into getting some buy signals here. We got that green dot. The money flow looks like it wants to flow positive. We're about to get a bullish MACD cross. That one would suggest a move up here towards 531. So the bullishness, not just rolling in on the lower time frames, some of these intermediate, longer term time frames are starting to roll in. It's time to start buying. And it's only a matter of time once the 8 hour starts getting going and starts making its way north of $5. Watch for that bullishness to trickle back into the daily chart. We will get positive money flow, a green dot back in here, and then all of a sudden it's off to the races. That signal would say look for a move north of $6, maybe even closer towards $7. But SUI, love what it did here. I'll go into lower time frames. Came back and it's been riding this, but keeping this form. You see this red line right here. This red line is a former significant level of resistance. And I got to go out to the daily chart to show you that one because it's not a short-term resistance. This is a long-term resistance move, which I need to adjust this. Just barely let it touch those lines. This is a long-term resistance level that ONDO has been dealing with that it only here recently within the last month and some change has broken that resistance. And now you can see we've had 1, 2, 3 positive touches of flipping resistance into support. This is massively bullish for SUI. So it's another reason, hey, we're close to a support level. I know we've rallied here today, but if you are light on your SUI bag, if you want to do long-term investment, I'm not talking about heavy leverage trading here. I'm talking about buying and holding to the end of the bull market. I think SUI's in a great spot in the grand scheme of things for a purchase, even today, hovering below $5. Before I move on, if any of you guys are watching this and saying, holy cow, like, I wish I could do technical analysis like this. I wish I had these tools. I wish I could learn how to trade. We have a whole community that teaches you guys all of this stuff. Whether you're brand new to trading, whether you've been trading for a year, but you need to up your game, even if you're an experienced trader, but you want to surround yourself with experienced traders to get some ideas and some shots at what's happening. This community is the perfect package for anybody, no matter what your experience level is, whether you need to learn, whether you want some friends to trade with or anything else. Go sign up for the Bros Academy today. The Ultimates package here. You guys see this Ultimates package? Right here, we have a Bros Academy where I am teaching brand new traders step by step all of the fundamental indicators you need to understand to start trading with technical analysis today. If you want some references, ask in chat. If you are in the Bros Academy, if you're in our membership options, drop in comment section right now what your thoughts are of the group. Would you recommend it? If someone says no, that's fine. I'm not gonna tell people to just rave about us. If we have a bad community, let people know we have a bad community. That's not what I've seen. I've seen a lot of people talking about how amazing our community is, how helpful it is. And by the way, if you've joined other communities, last thing I'll say here, we'll get back and we got to do Solana technical analysis. I'm not in a lot of other communities, right? I don't go around buying subscriptions to other content creators. Other content creators are great, right? But we had a comment the other day. Someone said, Tim, it really means a lot that you're actually here in chat answering questions, that you're doing several live trading sessions, you're doing several Q&As, you're active with the group. Because I guess it's pretty popular for most communities that once you join their paid community, you never really hear from the main person ever again. You just bought it, and then maybe they pass you off to some pro traders. Maybe they have some assistants, which, by the way, we have pro traders in there that are amazing. Some of them I think might be better traders than me. We have other people helping, but I'm in there. I'm in there live 5 to 7 days a week. Sometimes I take weekends off, but if you want to actually hear from me, talk to me, ask me questions, ask T-Shroom questions, ask Crux questions, we're not absent. We're in there. So if you're looking for that community, go check out the Bros community today. Let's jump into. Oh yeah, go ahead there. We'll do Solana after this.
I'm just going to say really quick, if you go to my screen, because you might be listening to this, you're like, I want to get a part of this. Well, the link is right here. You can check out the free one here and just kind of jump in and just kind of see what it's all about. And if you're ready to make that commitment and invest in your financial future here, this is the link for the Brolux membership. Check it out.
All right, let's get in here. Let's do some Solana TA, and then we'll take a break, read some chat. We'll probably do an hour-long show today. Go till 4:00. So smash the like button, by the way. 1,000 people watching. How many likes do we have? 337. That needs to be at 500. Smash the like button, hit 500. Let's take a look at Solana here. Something to be aware of. Again, I don't think this is going to be anything. There is bearish divergence right now on the daily chart. Just be aware of that. It's not uncommon whatsoever in the early stages of this leg. And y'all aren't arrogant. Okay, I read that so wrong. Kankles said, and y'all aren't arrogant, humble bros. Thank you, Kankles. I thought for some reason I read that as like you are arrogant. I was like, oh, okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, thank you, Kankles. Yeah, hopefully we're not. You guys let me know. Are we arrogant? I trust other people's opinions way more than my own. But thank you for that, Kankles. Back to Solana TA. It's early at this stage of the bull market, right? The early stage of this wave, it's not uncommon whatsoever to see bearish divergences start piling up on the daily chart and get ignored. If you're wondering what that means, you see this thin red line on this chart. It's probably hard to see on YouTube. Just believe me, I'll draw it. There's a red line right here connecting these two peaks of candle closes at the top. This corresponds, you can see it's slightly higher, right? We closed over here around 257. We closed over here around 261. In that same timeline, though, you look at the oscillator from Luxalgo, our oscillator closed way higher back here in November than it did here more recently, right? It's called divergence. It's a reversal indicator. The thing, though, to be aware of is, again, let's go back to let's just look at Solana. I'm not even going to check other coins here. Let's go to what Solana's daily chart looked like back in the bull market this time last year. And you're going to see, I think a similar spot would be kind of sitting somewhere in here. But look at the amount of bearish divergences on Solana early stages of the bull market last year. That's bearish divergence, small pullback, big rally. Longer term bearish divergence, it actually connects to right here. Almost no pullback. We went again, a second level of bearish divergence, right? It's hard to see this line. Let me draw this. This line, there's two lines here. There's this line, and I'll make that one yellow. And there's this line. There's a second one. This one I'll make red. Two different. This is double bearish divergence. We did have some form of a pullback, but the bull market wasn't over. Then all of a sudden you get a third level of bearish divergence, small pullback, a fourth level of bearish divergence before we finally actually reached the top with Solana. And even then it took a long time for everything to go down. So the reason I'm saying all this is because we're getting bearish divergence right now on the daily chart. And some people are going to say, oh, is that a local top? Do we need to sell off? I just wanted to show you the historical analysis at this point in the bull market. It's not uncommon to see bearish divergence with a small pullback followed by a big rally. Okay, so I didn't want people scared of Solana because they see that on their chart. Now, I will say, you're going to see a couple bearish things here on Solana. I'm not going to be bearish here because there's just a bunch of news that would say don't be bearish. You don't love when you see bearish divergence and this high amount of volume on the daily chart, especially with the fact that the biggest histogram is red with a blue candle, a bearish candle with a massive wick above us. Don't freak out. We have some days here to conquer this and go back above, but I'll let you know, 8 out of 10 times you see high volume with candles that look like that and bearish divergence, there probably is a decent sized pullback coming. I'm not predicting it this time, but for the sake of your education on other time frames, you should be alarmed at this look on a chart. We're overextended. Again, does Solana need to cool off a little bit? It did cool off here a little bit, but there'd be some people that would say, hey, we need to cool back off to the smart trail somewhere down here closer to $200. A pretty sizable pullback here for Solana after getting close to 300 just a couple of days ago. But let's focus on a closer timeline. Let's focus on the 4 hour, 1 hour, where we were looking at other coins as well. You can see big pullback over the last couple of days, but we've seen a little bit of a bounce right here. In fact, if you go to the 1 hour chart real quickly, I just want to draw this for you. We had a little bit of a descending resistance level kind of in play here that we have broken out of today. That's a very, very good push, but to feel comfortable, I do want to see Solana get back above $272. That then would cancel out the lower highs. We've canceled out lower lows, right? We kind of double bottomed right here at 230, but I do want to see a break above 270 and get a higher high for the first time here in a couple of days. That's going to be very significant to see. We look at the 1 hour chart. We're not really getting, we had a buy signal back in here, green reversal, bullish momentum, positive money flow, but now that money flow is cooling off, the red reversals come in, we have a high level oscillator that's now going bearish. Let's take a look here. This could be a sign. Yeah, we got really close to that smart trail. Didn't quite touch it, but that's going to be something that's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on. I'm going to go low here. Let's go 30 minute. I like where this smart trail is. If we pull back, which I can't guarantee we will, but if we pull back with these bearish signs, I think an interesting buying spot's going to be back here on 246. Solana right now is very unlike other coins. Obviously, they had a very dramatic weekend, a very big weekend with Trump coin launching and Melania coin launching, and a lot of people trading that on Solana. What I do want to say is Solana is a great coin. We just dropped the video on Alpha Bros about it. Go check that one out. I think we went out yesterday. Solana's got a bright, bright future, and there's some misinformation going on right now about Solana when it comes to the Trump coin situation. There's people saying that they ran out of liquidity, that they couldn't go enter their trades, and for some reason, people were taking this out on Solana. Solana is not an exchange. Solana is not the coin that's going to be housing your liquidity. For that, you got to blame the DEXs, and you got to blame the exchanges. If you're having trouble buying and selling, that has nothing to do with the coin itself that's happening. It has to do with the DEXs and exchanges. So I want to say out there, there is some unwarranted slander about Solana in the last couple of days, which was a little bit of misinformation. This coin is going to be solid. I'm going to do a Solana price prediction video next week. This week, I'm going to be doing, later this week, we're doing a Chainlink price prediction. Next week, we'll put out a Solana one. So I'll save the numbers, but I have not lost an ounce of bullishness for Solana with the FUD that came out this weekend. The pullback is happening. And despite the fact that I'm seeing some reasons right now that Solana's chart is not as bullish as others, that doesn't change my long-term perspective of what I think Solana is capable of in this bull market. So there's our Solana TA. T-Shroom, it's 354. One more. I will let you choose one more comment, but what we're going to do is we're going to do the factoid of the day, and we're going to do that comment. We're going to do that technical analysis after the factoid. So stick around. We're going to bring up Smay here while T-Shroom chooses one. Smay, what's going on? Is this a trickery? You're going to show us the right answer and then it's the wrong answer? What's happening here?
Well, no, this is just the question, Tim. So
Okay, good.
I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. Guys, welcome to the Factoid of the Day, brought to you by Decrypted.tax. And by the way, in case you were also wondering other things that Smay loves Lux Algo, the premier indicator for figuring out how and when and whatever about investing. So make sure you guys, link in the description, sign up for Lux Algo. I love it, and the team loves it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this Decrypted.tax sponsored segment.
Let's go.
All right. Often overshadowed by Bitcoin, which cryptocurrency is widely regarded as the first altcoin? A. Litecoin. B. Ethereum. C. Dogecoin. And D. Namecoin.
Okay, this is actually a good one because it's definitely not Ethereum or Dogecoin. Litecoin is a fork of Bitcoin. Namecoin is one of the first cryptos out there that obviously no one knows about it. It's gone away. It's died. Right? Most altcoins have died at this point. But I don't know if Bitcoin forked to Litecoin first or if Namecoin became a thing first. Chat says A. I'm personally leaning towards D. I think Namecoin might have come out before Litecoin, before the fork. And do you disagree with that, Shroom?
Oh man, it's A or D. I can't.
Yeah.
I want to say A. I want to say A honestly, but
I want to say D. I want to say D.
I feel like Namecoin would still be around if it was legitimately the first altcoin, right?
That has nothing to do with anything, though. It was a coin that was launched, and it was pretty much just a copycat of Bitcoin that failed.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say A. I would say. So what happens if we're torn like this?
Yes, man. What do we do here?
The
I'm pretty
arbiter.
certain.
I think you guys need to come. I think you need to come to some kind of consensus. I'll read the question to you again, and maybe that'll help. Often overshadowed by Bitcoin, which cryptocurrency is widely regarded as the first altcoin?
Often overshadowed. Well, then that brings B
I don't
back
think
into
that.
the,
I think
into
he's
the mix.
no. I don't think he's. Oh, you're saying okay, altcoin? Are you saying that maybe Litecoin and Namecoin? Litecoin's definitely considered an altcoin, and it was there before Ethereum. So that rules out. I'm going D. I'm sticking with D. I'm sticking with D.
Okay.
Shroom?
Let's go D. Let's go the
All right.
esoteric Smay.
It's a good thing you trusted your gut, Tim, because it was
Yeah.
D, Namecoin. It came out in 2011, and it had something to do with buying and selling domain names. So that is what it's all about. Back to you guys.
I'll tell you the reason why I was pretty certain that because I've played with this. Go back to my screen. I was showing you guys earlier these historical snapshots. I've done a lot of historically what was happening where, what was happening when, and I don't remember when it's going to happen, but I remember seeing, Namecoin at the top. So here, okay, look at this. This isn't a great example because Litecoin's here as well, but I've looked at several charts with Namecoin was one of the top cryptocurrencies, right? This was a thing. Like I'd never heard of it before doing this historical analysis, but it seemed like I always saw Namecoin, and I think that there's a time period where let's go the first date. Okay, never mind. Litecoin is up there. Namecoin's there. All right, so that was a bad example. I think I might have gotten lucky because Litecoin was there even at the first day of the historical snapshot. But I'm glad I got it right. It's good to get things right from time to time.
So
yeah, especially me.
You know what I think is on a lot of people's minds, because there was a headline around Vitalik today. We didn't really cover it because it's not really market moving. It's kind of has more to do with the governance structure of Ethereum. I think doing some Ethereum TA would be good, but I've got some alpha for stock traders out there on the other side of the Ethereum technical analysis.
Okay, let's do it. Let's change it up here a little bit. Let's do that. Close out the show.
Yeah. So you're going to do some ETH TA?
Wait, I'm confused. Maybe I missed it. No, just do. Wait, you just
go into the stock.
Just do you.
Okay.
Just do stocks.
Okay.
Let's do. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do more altcoins tomorrow. I have a Q&A after this is over around 4:15, 4:30 ish. Depending on what time I get there. We can do.
I get
we'll
it,
do
Tim.
Altcoin TA all the time.
You're yearning for my stock TA. I get it.
I want it.
Right.
I want it.
Go to my screen, Tim and Smay. This is TEM, ticker Tango Echo Mike. This is Tempus AI, and this is a small cap AI stock that Nancy Pelosi purchased within the last reporting period for her. So this is up 35% today. And I bought it.
Is that histogram of volume all Nancy Pelosi?
Probably not. No, she bought the options on it. She bought call options on it. So,
Ah.
but Luxalgo is giving it a buy rating on the 4-hour. We're looking like we're going to be flipping. Oh, we did. It actually did flip the Smart Trail.
Yeah.
So this is obviously just a kind of a tip from an insider. This time being a congressional elected official. You
gotta love them.
You gotta love it. So, also a buy rating on the daily. Let's go higher. Probably won't get it on the weekly. Yeah, no, not on the weekly. But this also hasn't been out forever. This is a newer company, but Tempus A.I, major congressional elected officials buying call options, I should say, on this stock, ticker TEM. Not financial advice, but I did pick some of this up. Not a lot, kind of just a test amount. Probably will be waiting for a retrace before buying too much more of this, but it's already traded up as high as almost $80 per share. So this is an interesting one to keep an eye on, as it's kind of struggling through a lot of this. Is going to be some resistance for it right around this box here from like 47.70, around where it is now, up to 56.8. So if it can get clear of that, if it can get clear of this box here, then I think it could potentially push quite a bit higher. The reversal cloud here on the daily puts it all the way up at 75. Not how you always use a reversal cloud, but that's where we would start to see a reversal if it did get that high. So anyway, interesting little stock there. Pick for you.
There we go. Love it. Love it. Well, guys,
Thanks,
that's going to wrap out today's show. Speaking of, we have one more treat for you. You guys have been asking, when is Tim going to join the Fight Club? The Influencer Fight Club. I have taken a fight. I'm going to be fighting later this year. Smay, would you mind popping up there my opponent? There we go. Tickets are going to be $9.11. Come watch the grand. I've lost the first fight yesterday, and then we're gonna have a rematch. And I'm not gonna lose. I'm gonna train hard for it. So there's your funness of the day, guys. Go have a great day. Go trade crypto. When you see buy signals, buy. Don't go make an ONDO price prediction video. That's the moral of the day. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Adios.